goes into combat could ever honestly say that they're not different when they come home.
What you take as a simple thing is not so simple for me anymore.
I'm going to have my good days and my bad days, and I really don't like those bad days.
I would say to those people that are out there, don't brush this aside and don't count us out.
Help the USO support these troops and their families. Hear more of their stories at usoinvisiblewounds.org. The wounds are invisible. The stories are real.
In the last decade, more than 400,000 people died on America's roadways. That's one person every 13 minutes. Roadway deaths strike the young or old at any time of the year, at any hour of the day or night. And it doesn't matter whether you drive a car on a highway, ride a motorcycle or bicycle on a country road, or simply take a walk near traffic. Everyone is at risk. Since 1969, members of the American Traffic Safety Services Association have worked diligently to make our nation's roadways safer by providing the majority of roadway safety features, including bright signs and pavement markings, guardrails, and crash cushions. These are just some of the roadway devices that save thousands of lives each day. Since most of our roadways were built in the 1950s, there's so much more work that needs to be done to reach the ultimate goal of zero deaths. Safer roads save lives. To learn how you can get involved, visit atssa.com. A public service message from the American Traffic Safety Services Association.
Talk 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, WKIS HD3, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I'm working 2 jobs, and my husband works too. My kids go to school with your kids. I sit next to you at PTA meetings. We live right next door. We've been neighbors for years. You know my family and me pretty well, but here's one thing you don't know. I'm 1 out of every 6 Americans, and my family is struggling with hunger. Like you, we believe in this country. What's hard to believe is in the land of milk and honey, how many hardworking Americans have to choose between paying bills and feeding their families. This is a problem with a solution. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 7 meals for those around you quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Michael Blum. Join me on Mondays from 9 to 11 p.m. on WNN for The Michael Blum Show, where we talk about the things you don't want to talk about. We talk about sex, substance abuse, spirituality, and politics. Think, speak, and be heard. Join us on The Michael Blum Show.
If you have a family member who's in need of or will be in need of long-term care and for whatever reason does not have long-term care insurance, you're probably in a panic. You ask yourself, what are we going to do? How will we pay for it? Will we be forced to sell our home? Will this bankrupt our family? Well, this is Steve Kane with good news. It's not too late. I want you to call my good friend, attorney Barry Siegel. He will employ effective legal strategies to help you qualify for Veteran Administration and Medicaid benefits that will cover the cost of long-term care without jeopardizing the financial security of your family that you have worked so hard for. Attorney Barry Siegel, with offices from Palm Beach to Miami. Call today for a no-charge consult, 1-855-FLA-3782. That's 1-855-FLA-3782.
What you want to know. What you need to know. Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Shub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
And welcome to another edition of the Golf and Travel Show. I am Dan Schub, your host, and tonight, like we do every week at this time, we're going to talk golf, we're going to talk travel, and tonight we may even have a few other kinds of surprises in store for you too. You're going to get a tip for your golf game. And, like I say, a little bit of other stuff in store. We've got some great guests coming on today. A little bit, just in about a few minutes, we're going to be talking with, jazz vocalist Nicole Henry, a young lady who's based out of the Miami area, who I've been listening to her music for many years now, traveling the world, singing some traditional jazz songs, in the old style of, some of the famous jazz singers back in the day. But she does it really well, like a songbird. So I can't wait to talk to her. It's been a while since I've had a chance to talk with her. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to be talking to Andrew Glazer, and he's the founder of a company called Club Crown. And just to give you a little explanation about what that's all about, it's basically a skin or a wrap for your woods, whereby you can have all sorts of really neat artwork and logos on the head of your driver or your fairway wood. And it's very, very cool. If anybody wants to see what it looks like, go to Facebook.com, The Golf and Travel Show, and you can see a picture that I posted of my driver that's been wrapped by Club Crown, and I think you'll find it pretty, pretty cool. So find out a little bit more about that if you stay tuned. But first, like I always do at this time, I would like to introduce you to my co-host, who is here on my right with that beautiful, beautiful swing. And that would, of course, be none other than Jess Frank, the PGA teaching professional and owner of the Jess Frank Golf Academy at Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club in beautiful Boca Raton, where we are sitting right now. And Jess specializes in on-course instruction with V1 video analysis. He believes every lesson in swing is different. He likes to focus on the scoring part of your game, the short shots that are taught on the golf course, which instills plenty of confidence. Some of you may know him from his work at area country clubs such as St. Andrews, Boca Lago, and Broken Sound. Jess loves to teach, has a passion for the game because golf, if you didn't notice, can be a little bit challenging, but Jess makes it easy and fun for you to learn and excel. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Dan. Good evening, everyone out there, and another beautiful day in sunny Boca Raton. It was wonderful out there on the golf course, and just an amazing day to be out there teaching golf, helping people hit the ball better, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to work with some great people, and a little exciting announcement. I'm going to have a junior golf academy this summer, so that'll be fun.
But, am I too old?
Yeah. Dan, you're more than welcome to come along.
I'm a kid at heart.
A kid at heart, for sure. And definitely, so that'll be a lot of fun. But, I just love giving those lessons and love, it's just fun for me. It's not even work. It's just an enjoyable day.
Well, coming from up north, when the summertime comes around, back in the day when I was a kid, which was a long time ago, or before I moved to Florida, my daughter was still camp age when we were up in New York. And up there, they typically had basic general kinds of camps that would last, for 4 or 8 weeks. And, pretty much you're taken care of for the whole summer. We moved down here to Florida, and it was very different. Every camp is like a week long.
Right.
And some of them are half a day or whatever, and you kind of have to put together a whole hodgepodge arrangement for your kids to keep them out of trouble and keep them busy all summer. And golf was one of the things when I came down here that I did enroll both of my children in, up at the PGA in Port St. Lucie.
Sure.
Coach Judy was their coach. She was great back then. Judy Alvarez, great instructor with kids, great with the disabled, the wounded warriors. She does a lot of work, and my kids just loved it. And I spent some time up there watching all the kids go through the different drills, the kinds of things that you do, hitting targets, and just all sorts of fun stuff, and the kids just loved it. And of course, they learn so much easier than us adults do. I mean, kids are just so much easier. They're like sponges.
Yeah, and they're developing hand-eye coordination at that age. And I turned into more of a golf coaching program because I learned growing up on the golf course, and so we have a great 9-hole golf course at Boca Dunes. So I take them out there, and we carry.
Which is that's a lot of holes for a kid.
It is. It is 9. Yeah, it is a lot, but it's a way for them to really get the feel of the game under their feet and walk and carry their clubs and play golf like it's supposed to be. Forget these golf carts. I mean, get a little exercise, get the lay of the land under your feet. I mean, it's just so much better when you're walking and you can actually enjoy the round and you're not rushing, but you're actually going to play faster when you're carrying your clubs.
Speaking of that, and we got to get a guest from this golf course in the future. This is a place that I visited about a year or so ago. For brunch. Did not actually play golf there. It was out in the Phoenix area. I played at the Hilton out there, and they took good care of me. It was a beautiful golf course. But my brother-in-law was staying at this hotel, which was called the Westin Kierland. Kierland. It was in Scottsdale.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful hotel, beautiful golf course. I got a press release from them explaining a program that they have there. I believe it's actually 2 programs. I'm trying to think what both of them were, but the picture was a picture of this new thing that I kind of saw at the PGA show, but I didn't know of anybody that was taking advantage of it yet. It was your golf bag strapped to a bicycle.
Interesting.
Fat tires so that it doesn't harm the grass.
Right.
The picture had the bicycles parked inches away from the green, because they don't, obviously you don't drive it on the green, but you right next to the bunkers, whatever, because they don't do any damage. And they claim that you could play 9 holes in like an hour.
Wow.
That the amount of time that it saves from, you being able to go right to your ball, easy, quick, whatever.
Sure.
And of course you still get the exercise, just like walking. You're riding a bike all day.
Yep.
And I thought that was fascinating. And they had some other I know what the other novelty was. You can play with hickory sticks and knickers, the old style.
Sure.
They actually they have a couple of famous instructors there, I believe, at their school, and you can go to the school and learn how to play with the old-fashioned clubs.
Wow.
And then you could actually go out on the course and do it as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there's 2 pretty cool programs.
That
but
is.
The bicycles, I'm thinking, when you're talking about kids and having fun and getting exercise, I'm thinking that could be very cool.
Yeah, we like to play the caddy game right now in the junior camp I run every week at Boca Dunes. We whoever loses the hole, it's almost like a match play.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever loses the hole has to carry the other guy's bag, and so it really kind of gets competitive, and it's fun though. But that's how I got that game back in high school when my coach Mr. Bork. He had me play that game, and I had to carry his clubs for like 3 holes. I go, this is ridiculous. I need to practice harder. and so I was like, I gotta beat him because I ain't carrying his clubs anymore. So it was fun though. I really liked it, but I learned how to play. It teaches you quick.
I bet.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of teaching quick, we're almost out of time with this segment. So you got a quick tip?
I do, absolutely.
And
in fact, today was a great example of how swinging on balance and just making a golf motion and not trying to hit at the ball is a huge benefit to your game. I gave a lesson today that I saw this lady. She was hitting the ball beautifully with her pitching wedge, just finishing right up on balance, not trying to hit at the ball, and then all of a sudden you put a fairway wood, like a 7 wood in her hand, and it was like a foreign object. And so I said, you know what? Let me see that pitching wedge. So I said, take a couple practice swings with your pitching wedge. And so she did, and beautiful golf swings right on balance. I said, duplicate that with your 7 wood. And she's like, oh, okay. And so, the couple swings before, she couldn't get the ball off the ground. She hit the most beautiful high 7 wood draw, and she's like, I never hit a ball like that. I said, yeah, because you're just making a motion. You're not trying to change anything. And so that is a fantastic drill for a lot of people because it stops them from overswinging, helps them accelerate through the ball. Take your pitching wedge out if you're good with a pitching wedge. Take your pitching wedge out, make little small swings, just finish on balance, and then take your fairway wood out. If you're having trouble with your fairway wood, if you're having trouble with your long iron, take that out, make almost the same motion, so you don't rush it back real fast and try to kill it. Finish it, swing through it, let the club release, let the club head pass your hands, go right to a balanced finish, and I guarantee you do that a few times, you're going to improve, you're going to hit it more solid.
Another thing that you had mentioned that I caught on to a little bit was the 7 wood. And many years ago when my swing wasn't quite as good as it is now, I was carrying a 7 wood, a 9 wood. I even hit an 11 wood at one time. And people would make fun of me and they would laugh. But those lofted clubs are easier to hit.
Absolutely.
Once you get the confidence, then you could try and hit a 5 wood or a 3 wood or something. But don't do that right off the bat.
No, they're shorter, they have more loft, they're easier to hit. But even so, the lady was struggling with it, and that's why I put the pitching wedge. I said, swing the pitching wedge. See how, lo and behold, she started hitting solid, the ball popping up in the air, going far, and she's like, that's the best I've ever hit it. And I said, well, just keep it simple. Don't try to mix too many thoughts, and, just make a golf swing. Make a golf swing, hit it solid, let it go up in the air, and just have fun with it. Stop thinking so much.
Thinking can definitely do you in on the golf course for sure. All right, well, there's everybody's free golf tip for today, because we like to give everybody more than what they were bargaining for, a little value. So what we're going to do is take a quick break, and then we will be back in just a minute with our first guest, jazz singer Nicole Henry. So please stay tuned, and we will be right back with more of the Golf and Travel Show. And we are back, and I think it's time for a quick message from one of our favorite sponsors. You want to take the honors, Jess?
It is one of my favorites because it's the home of the Jess Frank Golf Academy and golf lessons right here in Boca Raton, and it's a beautiful driving range and practice facility. And Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club is located in South Palm Beach. It's one of Boca Raton's best-kept secrets, and obviously not for long because we keep talking about it, with a par 72 championship and an executive golf course, which is great for learning the game. Both courses are a challenge for all skill levels. And with the only lighted driving range in Boca Raton, there's a putting green and snack shop all open till 10 p.m. And there are discounted memberships available now for only $60 and receive discounted rates and afternoon specials with those memberships. There's also a 9-hole Thursday night league for only $13 a player. You can call the pro shop at 561-451-1600, extension 101, for additional information. If you've never played Boca Dunes, come and see for yourself what a great golf course this is. Located at 1400 Country Club Drive in West Boca Raton, or check out their website at bocadunes.com. For tee times and more information, call 561-451-1600, extension 101. Mention you heard about them right here on the Golf and Travel Radio Show and receive $10 off morning rates.
Well, we'll be right back with more of the Golf and Travel Show and our next guest, Nicole Henry, so stay tuned. And we are back, and I was just telling Jess, I'm glad we don't have cameras in here because the two of us are dancing.
We can move, Dan.
I know.
Got skills back here.
How could you not? But I'm really excited because it's been a while since I've spoken to our next guest, Nicole Henry. She's since I've spoken to her recently, she was awarded the Soul Train Award for the Best Traditional Jazz Performance for 2013. She's been traveling the world, comes based out of Miami area, but as far as New York and Russia, I follow her travels all over the place and listen to her music all the time, and I love it, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And the main reason is because she's beginning a residency right here in Boca Raton, just about a 3-wood away from us at Meisner Park at Jazz Is, which is a beautiful, beautiful club, and she's going to be playing there Wednesdays through the summer, May 14th, June 18th, and July 23rd, and I want everybody to catch it. But first, you're going to learn a little bit more about who she is as a person before you hear her sing, I suppose. So without any further ado, Nicole Henry, are you with us?
I am. How are you? Good early evening to you.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to have you on. It's not easy for us to have a guest who performs in the evening, so this is a true pleasure for us. And it's been a long time. Like I say, when I first became aware of you, you were a lot younger and less renowned, and you've been traveling all over the place and winning awards.
No. I'm actually still very, very young.
Just very experienced. You got your chops. Is that it? But
I started when I was 7. So yes, now.
Well, you certainly look great from the photos that I've seen. So you obviously, all of the mileage that you put traveling the world certainly hasn't done any harm. So you're still looking great. But
thank you, Dad. Thank you.
and again, we typically talk on this show either about golf or about travel. But I just want to let everybody know that we have to remind everyone that first of all, there are plenty of opportunities for staycations. So people who don't get away need to go out and enjoy the stuff that's going on right here around town. And of course, all of us have friends and relatives that come here to visit us, and we need to have some things to do and places to go. And this is just great. So, and when I first started talking to you, most of the time you were more down in Miami, but obviously you're branching out and spreading out, and now you're going to be in Boca Raton.
Yes, I'm very excited about it. Jazz's, as you mentioned, is a beautiful new venue at Meisner Park, and I've been there maybe 3 times before, or 3 or 4 times from the time that they opened last spring, and then throughout the year. But we have a monthly residency for the next 3 months, so as you said, May, June, and July, and for all of us who brave South Florida throughout the year and love our summers here, which is that's me. I live in Miami Beach, and really find like summertime in South Florida to be like our separate piece, or like our little ownership we can take of South Florida. So for everybody who stays here, and like you said, people who have friends coming in too, come out to Boca, out to Jazz's Nightlife, and we do 2 sets a night when we're there. And what's exciting for me is I do travel a lot, so I guess we have some correlation to golf and travel. But I do get on the road a lot. But what's great when I'm in South Florida is I get to play all the time with the people that I've known for 10 years since I've been singing this music and really been a full-time musician. So these are like my favorite musicians because we just have such a relationship, and it's the best time musically for me.
Now, you have a robust group with you. You have your regular little trio, I guess, and a horn section?
Generally, but this particular one, in May, we're going to be doing this new show that I just debuted I was at Jazz at Lincoln Center for 4 shows in April, and it's a new show we're calling it Definitively Diva, but it's really me picking songs from the women in jazz and a little bit of soul, like Aretha Franklin, that I listen to and that have sculpted and really influenced my career musically. So I'll be celebrating music from Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Shirley Bassey, Nancy Wilson, and Aretha Franklin. And so I'll have my jazz trio, which is piano, bass, and drums. But then I'll also have a 3-piece horn section. So
very nice.
So we'll be doing 2 sets of music, and then throughout the other series, I'll probably have a quartet with me, whether it be piano, bass, drums, and guitar, or piano, bass, drums, and saxophone.
Very nice. So you have to tell me, when you're up at Lincoln Center, did you hang out with Wynton Marsalis up there?
You know what, I met him once, but he wasn't there, and there's some people from the board of Lincoln Center there, but I have not had a chance to jam and actually make music with Wynton.
He's great.
Yeah, and what he's great at is his storytelling. He has a couple radio shows and has done tribute or really educational and historical programs in jazz. He's just such a great storyteller, so if you ever get a chance to see him in concert or hear his radio show, he's great as well. But of course not while you could be listening to the Golf and Travel.
Of course. Yeah. And I got, I'm originally from New York, so I've been to Lincoln Center. Avery Fisher Hall is just a beautiful venue up there as well, and great neighborhood. And I mean, back then, the acoustics in that auditorium, I mean, it was built for that, and it was just amazing, because, I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, I would go to places and, they were just not very good. But what a nice venue.
Yeah, it really is. It's a joy to go up there and to be able to say I sell out shows, and I'm at Jazz at Lincoln Center, which is the new development that they put up in Columbus Circle.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 great rooms there too, so it's an honor to, as an artist, it's an honor to be able to do what I love, and then to get the support, from out of town. It's just great to get on the road and have a full room of people to play for. So, but I'll tell you one thing: there's nothing like being home and playing at home for my home audiences. It's like it feels like I'm singing for my family. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we did this a couple years ago. Let's do it again, and let's just have fun and with something new.
Well, I'm sure you got a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of followers, but I know that there are many people that don't know about you, and that's why I wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to find out.
Well, I appreciate you spreading the word and having me tonight. So please, yes, and people say, well, who is Nicole Henry? What can I expect? What kind of music? And I've been singing jazz for the last 10 years of my career, but really my background is also in pop, soul, a little bit of gospel, and so I've found a way to really combine both a little bit of original music, but mostly a blend of jazz and soul. The standards, the traditional jazz, as well as a little bit of soul. So it's live music, and we have a great time, and we feel it. So I hope I can entertain your listeners.
I hope so, and it just dawned on me, we haven't mentioned it before, but Sunday is Mother's Day.
Yes.
So if anybody, like us guys that are always waiting to the last minute to get a gift for a mother or a wife, this might be a perfect opportunity.
There you go. It's nice. It can be romantic, to come out there and you tell me who you are, and I'll give you a little shout out. You can text me, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll make it even more special.
And Nicole, this is Jess. I'm a PGA golf instructor on the show here with Dan, and I have to say that golf and music go hand in hand with rhythm, tempo, timing, and balance. And I think you would probably make an excellent golfer.
I never thought about that. It's funny that you say that, because I like to talk trash every now and then to my friends that play golf, and I don't play golf yet. I've tried twice, and it started lightning, so that's my time to not do it. But in a couple weeks, actually on the 30th of this month, what month are we in? May. Yes, on the 30th of this month, I'll be up at a place called Hudson Golf Club, a country club in New York City, and it's a golf country club, and so we'll be playing on a golf club. So I thought it was quite appropriate to be speaking with you now.
Oh, perfect!
Kind of warm myself up.
Well, just remember, the beauty about golf is you can take it up anytime. So there's plenty of time in the future for you. So you may get around to it at some point. So and there's plenty of musicians. I know.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Darius Rucker and Alice Cooper, great golfer. So
Rico McBrain.
Yeah,
a lot of guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Yeah, so you could follow in their footsteps. So a little different music, but what I do love about your music is that you're keeping stuff alive that otherwise maybe people would just never hear again. These are classics from another era, and I just love the fact that you're keeping it alive.
Well, thank you. I really have a great time with the music and the lyrics and those beautiful melodies that from the 20s and 30s, and it's just great to breathe a different life into them, a newer life, but not necessarily something that was needed, but something that hopefully warrants the love and appreciation from listeners like you. So.
Oh, thank you. But I have to ask you one question. Do you ever just like really rock out, like karaoke or in the shower or something where you just let loose and go crazy?
You know what I do? I'm a runner, so I do often rock out to like Coldplay and that kind of alternative rock, because when I run, and I ran a marathon earlier this year, and I definitely put my marathon mix together, so it was Coldplay-ish along those lines. So I would say yes, I do. And I'll have to say, I started my singing career playing guitar, actually, and writing songs for guitar. So while it's an acoustic guitar, I always have my dream and my vision that I can get an electric one day and just kind of get an amp and blow it up one day. But
right. So that brings one more question. One last good question before we tell everybody how to get tickets. So when guys learn to play guitar when they're young, it's to get the chicks. So do women do it to get the guys? I mean,
we women never have to think about getting guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you just have those good looks. Yeah, that's all you need. It's those guys that need a crutch, I guess. But
we're trying to express ourselves.
And you do it so well. So, all right. Well, let me tell everybody one more time about this event. So it's Jazz Is Nightlife, May 14th, June 18th, and July 23rd at 7 and 9 p.m. There are all sorts of tickets from VIP to general admission. They got great food, great drink there as well. And for seating information, you could give them a call at 561-300-0730, or you could go to their website, which is jazzisnightlife.com. And to find out a little bit more about Nicole Henry and all of her travels and recordings and anything else you need to know, go to NicoleHenry.com, and you will be amazed, just like I always am.